Okay, so this is Hesh Sagafi here. We're trying something new. And you know what the new thing is? It's my Revolution light board. So I should do a plug for them, okay? So wait until you see how this thing works. Now, this is my first time ever using this thing. So if I screw it up, it gets confusing. I've written like a crazy man all over this screen. Well, cut me a little bit of a break. But today's topic is how to fix your credit. So if you're sitting here looking to buy a house someday and you're wondering, you know, Hesh, I'm not in shape right now, or maybe I just got declined for my credit or something like that, this is the video for you, okay? So let's start with understanding credit, okay? There's 3 credit bureaus in the United States: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, like this, okay? These are the only 3 credit bureaus in the United States, at least the only 3 we use for mortgage lending, okay? Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. 3 separate companies that generate 3 different scores in which mortgage lenders use that information to determine whether or not we're gonna give you a loan. Now keep in mind, it's not just mortgage lenders. You wanna go for auto loans. Credit is a lot of things focused around credit. So step 1 is understanding that there are 3: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. The next thing is this one. Each one gives you a score, okay? Now, the score that you get if you go online to find it is gonna be different than the score that a mortgage lender such as myself gets when we do it. Well, where do those scores range from, okay? Scores range anywhere from 300 to 850, okay? The higher, the better. Okay, now I'll tell you this one here. As an example, for an FHA loan, the minimum credit score is 500, okay? VA doesn't really have a minimum score, okay? So you want to understand that there's different scores, you know, different levels of scores required to get a mortgage loan. Generally speaking, listen to what I'm saying to you. Generally speaking, generally, for every loan officer watching, they're going to go all up in arms with something I'm about to say. Generally, if you want to go FHA, VA, USDA, generally you should be in the mid 600s, generally, okay? I did a loan recently for somebody with a 518 credit score. They had a huge down payment and a strong cosigner. So yes, we go to lower scores, but generally speaking, just generally, you probably want to be around the 640 mark, generally, okay? I'm not saying it has to be that number. You could be in the 5s, okay? But as the score goes down, the amount of money you need goes up, okay? Step 1 of fixing your credit is get your hands on your credit. You've got to get your hands on your credit. How do you do that? Simple. Go to any of these websites: Equifax.com, Experian.com, or TransUnion.com, okay? There you go. Go to any of those websites. Step 1 of fixing your credit. Step 1, get your hands on your credit. All 3 bureaus. Go to any of those websites I have written down here, pull up, purchase all 3 copies of your credit. I do not care what scores they give you. I want you to physically get your hands on your credit. Step 1 of credit repair, get your hands on your credit. Step 2 of credit repair is get the negative items removed from your credit. Get them removed, okay? So I'll write this down over here. Step 1 is get your credit. Get your credit, okay? Step 2 is remove negative items. Negative items, okay? That's step 2, remove negative items. Step 1 is get copies of it. Step 2 is remove negative items. If you can get negative items removed, your score goes up immediately. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a real world example of that, okay? I had this happen, actually this was actually more than a few years ago, but it's a pretty impressive example, okay? I had a customer whose credit score went from 529 to 660 in 7 days. By removing negative items, your score will go up immediately, okay? 529 to 660, 131 points in 7 days. That was by removing negative items, okay? Get things removed. Now, I have other topics, other videos over how you go about trying to get them removed. Understand it's not easy. A lot of credit repair companies out there will say they can get everything taken off your credit. I'm always skeptical of anybody that says that's easy to do or they can do it for a fee of $100 or whatever it is. It ain't easy to do. Step 1 to fix your credit is get your hands on your credit. Step 2 is remove negative items as much as you can. Step 3 is update negative items that they're paid. If you pay them off, get them updated. And I will tell you, when you get negative items updated, it could initially drop the score, but doing something is better than doing nothing, okay? Step 1, get copies of your credit. Step 2, get negative items removed. Step 3, get them updated. Step 4 is pay off your credit cards. Pay off credit cards. Pay off credit cards. I'll put CC for credit cards. Pay off your credit cards. If you have credit card balances, pay them off. Use them at the gas station, pay them off immediately. I know some people will say, Hesh, it's better to keep a $5 balance. You know what? Hell with debt all around. I don't care. Pay the damn stuff off. Debt is bad. It's poison. Get rid of it. Pay it off. Don't close it. Pay it off, okay? Step 5 is open new credit. Open new accounts, okay? Open up new accounts. As an example, a website I send people to is creditcards.com. For example, to open up new credit because you're trying to build your credit, repair your credit, fix your credit, or establish credit, you want to open up credit cards. I would never take out an auto loan to build debt. To build credit. You can't believe how many people out there say to me, Hesh, I'm going to build my credit score up, so I'm going to go buy a car. No, don't go buy a car. Why the hell would you go buy a car, okay? Go open up a Capital One credit card and use it at the grocery store. Go open up a Discover card and go use it at the gas station, okay? When you have to go eat food, you're gonna take it off your debit card, you can put it on a credit card. Now when you charge on the card, pay it off the next day. There's some techniques in there with, Hesh, but it's better to, like I told you already, carry balances. Hell with debt, okay? This is why your credit's behind anyways. Your income was not enough to pay your debt. You fell behind, it screwed up your credit, okay? So your 5 steps I've written down over here. Get your credit, get copies of your credit, remove negative items, update what you can, pay off your credit cards, open up new credit. I will write this down here. Here's a website, actually I'm gonna write it down over here actually. I'll write it down going sideways like this. Creditcards.com, www.creditcards.com. Go to that website to see what credit cards are available for you. They have secured credit cards, they have regular credit cards, they have great credit cards, and they have credit cards for great credit, and they have credit cards for bad credit, and they have credit cards for no credit, okay? Check out that website. The last thing is to pay every single thing on time religiously, okay? The last step to fixing your credit is to pay everything on time. Step 6 is to pay on time, okay? Pay on time. That's step 6, pay everything on time. When you pay everything on time for an extended period of time, you will build your credit and your credit scores go up. This is how you fix your credit using my Revolution Lightboard, if that made any sense. But these are the steps to take. It's not easy, and I will tell you this one here. People absolutely hate this when I tell it to them. If you're sitting in the mid 500s, to get up into the mid 600s to where you're somewhat lendable. Now again, I said earlier, 640 is generally the number you want to shoot for to be around generally. Again, FHA goes down to 500, okay? When people say, Hesh, but I could do loans for lower, good, down to 5. You ain't doing FHA or VA or any of that stuff in the 4s. You're gonna have a real hard time, if not impossible. You've got to get that score up. It's going to take time. To go from the mid 5s to the mid 6s, you're probably talking 1 to 3 years of grinding, grunt work, being in the weeds and in the mud. It's not easy, it sucks, nobody likes it, but these are the steps to take. You want to fix your credit? Follow everything I wrote down. Go to Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, go to any of their websites, get copies of all 3 credit reports. Remove the negative items, update what's there, pay off your credit cards, open and establish new debt, pay everything on time. That, my friends, is the secret to credit repair, and I'll catch you on the next video, and we'll see how this Revolution Lightboard works for me then. Thanks so much.